Hey guys, today we'll be looking at a Plat 2 on a Lúcio. I skimmed through the VOD. You start as Zen, of course, but it's mostly on a Lúcio, so we'll go with that. Anyway, this was a request on the Overwatch University subreddit, where they said, I felt like we were being destroyed first round, but then we full hold them. Would like to know why our attack phase was worse than our defense phase. Yeah, we'll definitely take a look. I'll try to give you tips on what I would like to see you doing throughout the VOD, of course, but we will take a look at that lost fight on attack, and then also try to figure out what went well on defense. Could be a couple different things. Maybe just at a key point during the attack, we staggered. We were trickling in. We didn't get a full regroup. That happens a lot. In fact, the last two Diamond Plat VODs that I did, that was a big problem our team was having, was just not getting that full regroup. It could also just be maybe they had a certain DPS or something that was giving us problems. We adjusted to shut it down. Maybe our team is just not coordinated, doing different things. Anyway, it could be a bunch of different things. We'll analyze it, try to figure out what happened. But yeah, let's get right into the VOD. First thing we always want to do before we start is take a look at our team comp. So we got D.Va, Genji Junkrat, Zen Mercy. You are going to switch to Ana in a minute or so. I mean, Zen Mercy, a lot of people don't like it because it's low healing. But if fights aren't dragging on too long and you guys are able to get fast kills, this can actually be really good because you got both damage boost and discord to help you with that. As far as what I'd like to see you doing, I'd like to see you keep your Harmony Orb on Genji and D.Va as needed, and just try to pay attention to whoever they're focusing, leave discord on them, and just try to help them out with damage. But yeah, that's how I would like to see you play this. Let's see how it goes. Be careful about charging up 5 orb out in the open. So big thing with your 5 orb or your secondary fire, you want to hide behind cover as you're charging it up, and then you poke out at the last minute and fire it. If you're just out in the open, I would just use your primary fire. Because it's just when you're charging up like that, you're just exposed. You're not putting any pressure on the enemy at all to keep them honest like you would with just consistent primary fire. So yeah, like I said, just hide if you're gonna charge it up, and between charging up and shooting the 5 orb while you're out in the open, try to get some shots in. Yeah, see how we're charging it up out in the open? It's a little risky, a little dangerous. I would just primary here. Yeah, you've only fired a single primary shot so far. Yeah, with Zen, you want to get that consistent damage out. You also want to back away from the Zarya. Yeah, we do not want to get in the Zarya's face of Zen. And that's why we die, to be honest. So if they have a Zarya on the enemy team, we definitely want to stay out of her range, because if she has any type of charge at all, she's just going to melt us as Zen. You always want to pay attention to... You want to pay attention to where the enemy team is and how they're moving, and you want to move yourself accordingly. So if they're moving forward, you want to move back. Excuse me. If they're moving back, you want to move forward. If you watch Awkward at all, that's his big thing. He always says, but yeah, just mind your distance in relation to the enemy team. And especially if you see a Zarya, don't get in her face and get over eager to try to land that 5 orb.
I will not.
And we're switching to Ana now, which is good. We got the Sim 2. And we got Zarya, so we've kind of basically switched up our comp. So yeah, just stay back from a distance. Try to get those shots in. Nice try. I wouldn't just nade a Zarya like that though, just because for one, she's basically full health, so it's not like you guys are going to be able to kill her. Two, she has the bubbles that can just cleanse the purple effect. So what I would do if I was the Zarya and I'm like full HP like that, maybe if I take a little damage, I just bubble myself, and then your nade was basically for nothing. So what I would like to see you try to do here is maybe, move right a little bit, and I would try to aim your nade at like the squishies. Be careful of the Genji deflect, of course, but otherwise, it would just be a lot more valuable to get it on them, because that makes them a little hesitant to push out and engage. Zarya turns around to bubble them, which means she's not looking ahead at your Zarya. But yeah, squishies is just a lot more valuable than just nading a Zarya. Yeah, she had the bubble. With the sleep, I would have just waited on that. Yeah, playing back as you see the Zarya push up. As she moves forward, you want to move back. You kind of kept moving forward and walked into the grab.
One of these days I'll end up in Fiji.
And just try to pay attention to her bubbles and time your sleep for after the bubble goes away. And the other thing too, you're kind of hard scoping out in the open like that. Be careful. All it takes is their Ashe, like 2 headshots. You're a stationary target when scoped. She can just easily just line up those shots to get you. Yeah, we kind of spammed our abilities out there. I don't know. Let's see that sleep again, because I just want to see for a little more. Let's see. So the nade wasn't bad. It hit the wall, the pillar. That kind of sucks. But it was a good idea to try to get it in there to help our teammates that we couldn't directly see. I mean, the sleep would have been okay. She's kind of retreating, so it's not like you guys could have focused her and killed her there, because like you're down your tank. She just died, and it's not like you and Torb, even with the damage boost, Mercy's retreating too, but even with the damage boost, it's not like you guys are just gonna melt the Zarya yourself. So I would have held sleep there. And then Genji sees that you use the sleep cooldown and sees that as an opportunity to go for Nano Blade. I know it's tough to hit nanoing Genjis, to hit blading Genjis. I said Nano Blade, I'm sorry. They don't even have an Ana. But you know what I meant. It's tough to hit blading Genjis with Sleep Dart, but you definitely at least want to try and get in the habit of that. One thing you got to keep in mind, especially as you climb up in the ranks, the enemy team will play a lot differently after they see you use an ability and when they know that you don't have it anymore. So yeah, like high-level Genjis, they will be on the lookout for the Ana. They will wait to see her use like Sleep Dart, and then they will see that as blading opportunity. So maybe we could have landed the blade there, prevented these deaths, but fight's definitely lost. We want to die as soon as possible. Good shots on the Genji as you were going out. It's good to just farm up nano as quickly as possible, but yeah, die as quickly as possible. Yeah, don't play too close. So your Reaper and your Zarya are pushing cart. That means we don't need to push cart. Ana is not a close range hero. She's a sniper. That means you can play back a little bit. Oh, what's going on with her cape? Sorry, got a little distracted. Anyway, yeah, we can play around back here. As we continue to move up, we can go across here, play behind these columns just to get an angle and view the enemy team for, our sleep snades and damage. as we continue to push up, you know, go over here. Just try to think about not playing too close and think about the cover that you have to play behind. Because right now, you're very far forward. Sure, you could use the cart as cover, but enemies like their Genji, their Ashe can just actually, if they like crouch and look under here, they can still shoot your feet from under the cart. So you're still somewhat exposed. Whereas if we were like behind this pillar, we can still like get good vision of the enemy team and our team to heal them. If we take any pressure, we just duck back here and we're completely safe. Yeah, so you're too close. You're kind of a little like you're just right in your team's face, so it's harder for you to land the shots. You kind of got to turn around like Zarya's pushed into you on top of that. Yeah, play back. It'll be easier for you to shoot, and it'll be harder for the enemy to push into you. So now we got to run away from the Zarya. You're taking damage. And yeah, like Reaper and Zarya died because we were too close and kind of lost looking around and trying to get away from the Zarya. We weren't able to heal them. We probably could have kept them up if we had played back. We got the res. Mercy kind of suicide reses, which isn't good, but
Next time, say please.
fortunately, because she pulled that off, we were still able to win the fight. But even so, I think that could have been a lot less messy if we had played back. Good damage. Yeah, heal up Reaper. Once again, we don't have to be on cart. We can play back. We can play over here, like I said. And then as like the cart pushes up, you know, we can play over here, poke around, play over here. You just want to be thinking about like this positioning, like behind some sort of cover. Instead of just, you don't need to be on cart, your team is pushing cart. We need to play back as support.
I see you.
You could even stay behind that car. I mean, it's a little more exposed because they can tactically shoot at your feet if they have the the angle. But yeah, even back here would have been better than just right on top of cart. Good nano. Heal our Mercy. We definitely want to keep her up. Yeah, we're still looking ahead. Yeah, see how our Mercy died right there? Granted, I feel like she retreated and then GA'd right where she was exposed when she was already low health. She should have known not to do that, but at the same time, if we had been paying attention to our Mercy instead of just tunnel visioning this area, I do think that we could have kept her alive there. So it's good to go for damage. It's good to go where the fight's taking place, but we don't ever want to tunnel vision. We always want to be paying attention to our team. Doing the healing is necessary, especially our Mercy. If we keep her alive, that means she can heal, and that's less that we're going to have to do as far as healing goes. We can go for more damage. So yeah, just help your Mercy so she can help you, because now without your Mercy, you're going to have to take up a lot more of the healing, and that's going to be less damage opportunities. Keep him up. Good nade in response. Reaper still dies, and yeah, we I was going to say we lose the fight, but Zarya and Torb pop off. Torb gets the Molten Core, and Zarya, if she gets decent charge, she could just melt people, even if she's at a numbers disadvantage, so. Yeah, I mean, it's good that your team still won the fight, but if we had if we had stayed alive, kept Mercy up and stayed alive ourselves, we could have avoided that. So we're pushing cart. Once again, where I would like to see you play. Instead of being like out exposed like this, you can play over here. If like Sojourn looks at you, you know, you can duck back. You can rotate this way as the cart pushes up. But yeah, just think about like, once again, think about hugging some sort of cover and playing by it so you can quickly duck behind if necessary instead of just being on cart out in the open. Nice nade. Yeah, back up. See how we're like right in the Zarya's face? Fortunately, there's a lot of people that she had to focus. I mean, there's a lot of people around her, so she didn't kind of hard focus you. But even so, she could have very easily killed us there. And we do die to the Sojourn Railgun because we're out here. So we saw the Sojourn. We just want to be mindful of this high ground. Hit scans will always play up here. Once again, if we had been back here, we could have easily ducked behind. I mean, even if you're playing here, once you see I know the Zarya pushed into you, which is kind of why you rotated this way. Once we see her retreat, we could have moved back here. That could have maybe kept us a little safer from the Sojourn. But yeah, you just want to not be so exposed. We do lose the fight.
One of these days I'll end up in Fiji.
So let's get a regroup, hopefully.
My ultimate is charged.
So they got people on high ground. Zarya, like, you don't have like a Diva or a Winston who can just jump up here. So what I would like to see you guys doing, instead of Zarya trying to kind of go into these three right now, I would have liked to see you guys all go up the stairs and just deal with this Soldier and Bap and just either kill them or at the very least get them off the high ground, so then you guys can either drop down and take the fight on card, or ideally you guys could even just stay up there and fight them from high ground where you have that advantage. Not your fault. I think Zarya should know to do that, but at the same time, as we're coming out here, we could call out in voice, hey, let's go up, let's clear high ground first. It's good if as you learn the game and start to understand like what you should be focusing on, it can be good to shot call like that. Because Reaper's going up there, which is good, and I think Ninja might too. But see how like what happens is Reaper has the right idea. I think he was going up to go after them, but because Reaper is a close range fighter, they're able to just kind of farm him up from a distance, and he gets crit and has to wraith and drop down before he can do anything. So yeah, once again, it's just a lack of coordination. Reaper should either be maybe helping Zarya here, but that still leaves them up uncontested on the high ground. Yeah, ideally you guys should have cleared the high ground first, but yeah, not your fault, but you can like shot call. You can try to shot call and tell your team what you guys should be doing, if you understand. Yeah, she kind of just gets melted. She's yeah, Mercy dies, so it's a lost fight. We want to die quick here. Yeah, don't even. I wouldn't even have naded ourselves. Yeah, get away. You slept her. Get away now. Yeah, so we kind of staggered ourselves there. So if a fight is lost, if you see like your team die around you, your Zarya dies, your Mercy dies, Genji dies, all that, you want to either try to get out immediately, or if you can't get out, honestly, just like kind of run into the enemy team and die as soon as possible, so you can regroup. Because look what happened while you were doing that, while you were trying to like duel the Sojourn and stuff. Your team is all respawned and ready to go fight again, but you just died. So that means that's a whole 10 seconds before you're gonna respawn, and then another like 5 to 10 seconds before you can come back and regroup with them. So that just makes it longer before you guys can get the full regroup and get another team fight in. And there is only 52 seconds left, so that's really going to hurt you. That potentially that took away an entire opportunity for a fight. So once again, die as soon as possible if your team dies around you, assuming you can't get out. Because staggering like that is just really gonna hurt your team. Mercy does get the res though, so that is good. But at the same time, Mercy had to expend that res cooldown just to get you back in the fight. So say like your Zarya pushes up or your Genji or something, they go up and they die immediately. Mercy is now not going to have that res to keep them up, and you guys will be at a number to get them back in the fight, I should say, not keep them up, and you guys will be at a numbers disadvantage again. So yeah, maybe Mercy was able to help us, but you're just going to make it easier on your team by not making like your Mercy have to expend that res cooldown just because you made a bad decision. Back away.
Stand up straight. I appreciate your support. Getting drowsy?
Nice sleep. We could finish her, maybe. You go for a nade.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Nice. Yeah, drop. So she was kind of focusing on your Mercy, but at the same time, you don't want to be like right in front of a Sojourn when she's overclocking. I would have just dropped immediately. Maybe you could have tried to land the sleep dart as you're dropping, but yeah, you just want to get out of her LOS ASAP when that happens, because like you don't have. It's not like you have nade off cooldown, so you can't like land a shot and kill her quick and then nade to kill her quickly. So yeah, just get away as soon as possible. Maybe we could have looked at Mercy, although then I think she might have died anyway. But yeah. Yeah, we get away. She's chasing you. You and Junkrat focus her. That's good. Back away. Get away from Zarya. There, we get the kill. So we don't need to be on cart once again. Junkrat can push cart, even if Zarya wants to push up a little bit. I would just set up like right here, just because it's going to be overtime now. So the enemy team is going to have to get onto cart to contest. So you can just stay right here where you have vision. You can duck behind if necessary. If you get like absolutely crit and are in desperate need of healing, there is a health pack right here that you can grab. And also like soldiers up here. Like if he comes up, he can easily see you. We'll be hidden from him if we're down here, and at the very least, like he has to get off high ground and give up that good position to come contest you.
Overtime. I needed that.
See how we're like right out? I mean, we try to go for the sleep and the nade, we miss. It happens. Very risky. Once again, your Mercy has kind of been the prime target for these guys. But yeah, maybe like we could have been out of his sight and we could have looked at Mercy to heal her up if we had been down there. At the very least, we're not just making like a very risky play like that. Fortunately, we're able to kill him, but even so, you just want to keep yourself safe. Heal up Genji. Kind of missed the shots, it happens. He's still waiting for our healing, and Mercy isn't here, so we definitely gotta make sure we're keeping everybody up, and at least like landing at just 2 shots on Genji so he has enough HP to get back in the fight. Once again, you don't need to be out here. You want to be like, so you want it to be here. as I said before, as the cart pushes up, you can go right here. And just you can poke around this little corner just to see everyone, heal your team, get your sleep snades damage in. It's harder for people to see you on the high ground, but you can be mindful of that. And like maybe save your sleep or so for if you get dove. But yeah, because if you're exposed like this, you're just easy for the enemy team to see you, and then you become the target focus. Yeah, Reaper's going after you. See, exactly what I said. Reaper saw you. He saw that you're just out in the open like this, and he just went after you. You're kind of overwhelmed. You're kind of looking around, unsure what to do. This is what I want you thinking about too. Like, if you have to do these big turning movements to see everyone and everything that's going on the battlefield, you're just kind of playing. You're playing too close. Whereas if we had backed up, it's just these small little movements. So it's going to make your playing back is going to make your awareness better. It's going to keep you safer, and it's going to make your aim better. It's just the game will just be so much easier for you to play if you don't get too close. Let your team contest payload and play back. Ooh, yeah. So we kind of. I don't know if I want to call that a C9 because I think we were losing the fight anyway. But we all kind of got off cart. Zarya kind of just tunnel visioned the Moira in here. Your DPS were kind of off. Not really your fault, except for the fact that you died, of course. That was definitely on you. But yeah, it's just kind of unfortunate that we all got off cart like that. When it's an overtime situation, you need to have like 2 to 3 people on cart, and it shouldn't be you. It should be your teammates. But yeah, let's see what happens on defense now. Sorry.
Let's sneak in a trip.
So we're playing Lucio. Let's take a look at our team.
Stop the payload.
So we got Diva, May Torb, Lucio Mercy. I kind of see where this is going with the May Torb combo. I think that kind of gives me an idea. Like I think they probably had trouble dealing with that as far as like pushing on attack. But big thing I want to point out here with your comp is the Lucio Mercy. This is arguably the worst support duo in the game. Reason being because Lucio comps and Mercy comps tend to do different things. Lucio is more for like brawl rush comps, where everybody plays close together and is all like moving together to like just for close range, they're all staying together and trying to get from point A to point B fast. That's more like, like Reinhardt, Ramatra, Junker Queen comps, those type of things. Whereas Mercy kind of wants to play back and be hidden and pocket a DPS. So when you're running Lucio and Mercy together, Mercy can't really pocket because she kind of has to take up the duty as the main healer, which means she's not going to have much damage boost opportunities. And with Lucio, you're going to have to use your healing a lot more yourself, which means you're not really going to get much value out of speed, which is the main reason to play Lucio. That's the unique utility he gives. So, yeah, it's a little tough, but you say you full hold, so yeah, let's see what happens. I'm very interested. I would just kind of play back if they have like, it looks like they are running Widow as a matter of fact, but if they have like a sniper or something that's giving your team problems, you can actually go up and contest them. You want to try to like not go in there, like you kind of want to try to sneak up on them if you can, if you want to make like a type of ready at Lucio play. Otherwise, I would just kind of play with your Diva And just kind of try to focus the targets that she's focusing. Use the walls to bounce off of. Don't just stay out in the open. If you see like your team going too far forward or so, you want to help them retreat, you can amp speed to get them out fast. You can also call it out just so they can be aware and follow you. But yeah, those are the type of things I'd like to see you doing. And then also, if you see any of your teammates in trouble, like your Mercy or your DPS or whatever, we can peel for them by just going after whoever's focusing them and just using our boop to get them away.
I feel this in my bones.
It's time. Wipe them out.
Yeah, be careful. Try not to shoot the bubble Zarya. The Zarya bubble, sorry. Because Lúcio only does kind of like little tickle damage, so all you're really doing is just charging her bubble right up. You can shoot her after it goes away, but once again, just be a little bit careful. You don't want to give Zarya charge, especially since Zarya is a diva counter. If she gets a little bit of charge up, she's just gonna melt your tank. Yeah, we're kind of, see how we're kind of like farming her bubble. Good amp. Diva got crit. Yeah, once again, we can kind of like... So, Widow's back there. Honestly, like, if she's giving us issues, we can, like, go in here, maybe, like, wall right around and kind of, like, flank to take care of her. Then, go back to our team. At the very least, just be a distraction that she has to look at. So that she's not hard focusing our team, but just things to think about. I don't even know if this Widow pops off or not. I'm assuming she doesn't if you full hold. but yeah, just the type of things you want to think about as Lúcio. The other thing too, your team is back here. You don't need to frontline like that. If you're going to make like a Reddit Lúcio play like we were just saying, you want to be out of sight and kind of sneak up on people. You don't want to just be out frontlining just right where all the enemies can focus you. Because sure, Lúcio has good movement. He's tough to hit. He can be tough to hit at least, but he is still a 200 HP squishy. So if like a couple people just all focus you together, they'll still easily kill you. So just play behind your team. You can play the walls right here and play the corner, kind of bounce off, get your shots in. But yeah, you don't want to be in front of your tank. I mean, May's here. That's fine, but right there, just be a little careful of your amp usage. Everybody was basically full HP. Diva demeched, granted. But it looked like she was already demecking by the time we used amp. And I mean, maybe we could have, if we had been playing back and been more aware of her HP, we could have been aware of that and used amp earlier to just keep her up or keep her mech up. But yeah, you just want to make sure that you're getting value out of that amp. If you only want to use it like if you have teammates around you that are critical and you desperately need to get them the healing that they need.
I think we can use some good vibes.
Yeah, this is fine. You can poke a little bit. Your team is in front of you. You can speed away. You can speed your team away if they get too close. Diva got her mech back. Once again, you're frontlining. Big thing as
Want that louder?
big thing is support. Basically, no matter who you're playing, if you can't see your team and they're not dead, that means you're playing too close. So play back. You don't need to contest cart yourself. You can just let your Diva and your Mei push up and do that for you. But yeah, I think May's kind of just giving them problems. Keep your healing up just to get May. Give May the healing she needs. Good. Good amp. You did it for your Mercy. That's what you should be doing. Get away. We don't need to be up here. We can play around the corner, like I said. Yeah, May kills Zarya. Yeah. Yeah, May's just getting in people's face, and the enemy team just does not know how to deal with her. That seems to be kind of the story so far. And Torb's also, I think he got a good Molten Core too, so. Okay, you're taxiing your Mercy. She doesn't notice you to GA, which is feels bad, but I would just be a little bit careful about like taxiing your other support, just because during that time your team is not going to have any healing whatsoever. Honestly, I feel like if anyone's gonna go taxi Mercy back, I think Torb should just maybe poke out here just to allow her to GA back. But yeah, if you're the only support that's alive and in the fight, you want to make sure that you're staying there. We're getting back now, which is good. Good beat. Good beat in response to the Zarya grab.
I'm on the next level.
Let's see what happens. We got a little over a minute left. Be careful. Look how you're backing up. So once again, your team wasn't really in urgent danger of dying. May took a little bit of damage, but she has her own self-heal. I would just be a little bit careful about your amp usage. You want to save it for like if you got multiple teammates that are crit or so and are in danger of dying. Because like, what if your team takes heavy pressure like they use, like they're using Bob and Kitsune Rush? What if your team proceeds to take heavy pressure and then you don't have amp for when you need it? So yeah, just try to, and also if you're playing back, you once again, you are playing a little too far forward. You will have better awareness to see when you should be using amp. But yeah, play back so you can be aware of your team, and don't use save amp for when your teammates are really crit and they desperately need the healing. I do like how you're playing that corner. That's what I was telling you to do. Now be a little careful. We could have used, we could have kept heals on just to keep people up in the blizzard, but Torb lands a good ult. Yeah, you guys are just May's popping off, and you guys are ulting really well to counter what they're bringing. Like they went in with the, excuse me, I bumped my mic. They went in with the Kitsune and the Bob. You guys used the May wall, countered really well. Used the Tor Molten Core to counter. So that's looks to be the story of this fight and why you guys are just having success with this hold. Yeah, D.Va gets 2 kills. Like, yeah, you guys' ult usage was just so much better there, which is why you guys were able to full hold. I would say it's mostly, yeah, it was just like your tank and DPS. May was just giving them lots of problems, and then Torb and D.Va came in with the clutch ults as well. You did really good with the beat in response to the grav. I like that. That's what you should be using it for. But yeah, good job, good win. As far as the general tips that I would give you, especially like for Ana and such, you want to play back, try to use some cover or such. Don't push cart if your teammates are alive and can push cart. Also, if you see your team die around you, make sure that you either get out. If you can't get out, just honestly run into the enemy team and die as quickly as possible because you don't want to stagger. As far as your Lúcio goes, once again, playing too close and frontlining where you can't see your teammates is not ideal. Just like with Ana, you'll make your awareness and everything much better by playing behind them, unless you're going for like a sneaky Reddit Lúcio play, as we discussed. And then the other thing is your amp usage. Make sure you're paying attention to your team's health, saving amp for when they're in that desperate need of healing. If they're not crit or so, and it's not like Mei who has a self-heal, then we don't need to use it. We want to save that ability for when we need it. But yeah, that's all I have. Good job. Good win once again. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, anything like that. And best of luck in the future.